Black Ops 7, I'm on that head with that campaign, boy. What was y'all thinking, devs? What was y'all thinking? I'm not letting this go. I can't let this go. I'm sorry. I'm a Black Ops 2 fan. I can't let this go. What were y'all thinking with this campaign? Tell me. What were y'all thinking? Bro, this ain't going to be acceptable. I'm trying to save y'all as a franchise. I'm an OG fan. I know half of y'all left. The main OGs, they left. Old heads, they all gone. But I'm still here. Let me help you out. What was this campaign, bro? It's not even worth playing it as a game at this point. Like, I want to play something that's tangible, something that I know I'll be able to have fun in. It's like a continuation of Black Ops 2. Like, it's a real sequel. That's the only time I'll play. So I'll probably give it, like, maybe after Christmas, or, see if they have any more announcements of them updating on the game and making it a little bit more better for the campaign part, and then everything else will follow through. I'm not gonna lie, like I said, the multiplayer was good, but with the campaign, we're just gonna focus on that because, what the hell was that? I'm like, there were so many plot holes, so many problems that I know a lot of YouTubers went over about this, but at the same time, I'm gonna give my point of view. I'm just gonna say they need to make another one where, they do an apology on the fans, because I think the biggest problem was it had no point of making it. The dream sequence, for example, that section, I thought that was going to be just one small section of the game, like a mission, like in the first Black Ops or any Black Ops games, where you have that one mission where you're like kind of tripping out, and then, you're just trying to put pieces together. Like the end of Black Ops 1, when we find out Viktor Rezanov wasn't real. And I remember when Mason kind of broke free of his chains and stuff like that from the chair, he was able to kind of move around and figure out, like, okay, like, wait, he wasn't real with me the whole time. It was very trippy because we were both, Alex and the main player was both figuring out that, hey, he wasn't a real character. He was somebody that Alex Mason hallucinated, which was crazy. Blew my mind at the time because, I didn't notice the little things, but, when you kind of play the game backwards, it's like, it's like he was tripping over small stuff, and, he was kind of hallucinating over him, and what Viktor Rezanov, none of the characters reacted to him. And, if you kind of paid attention to that, I think that's what really stood out for him. But, other than that, it was really crazy just seeing what they were doing with that story. It was really cooking. Yeah, like the whole premise of this game shouldn't have been made, and it should be really taken back. It kind of shows like where the state of the franchise is, and I was really looking forward to seeing this. But I know if they really bring this game back, take it back, and just do anything. Now, there's no prior information, but I know, with enough feedback and buzz, eventually that's going to happen because they ain't got no other choice. I'm like, dude, they're probably just going to focus mainly on the multiplayer, but if they spend a little bit more money on making a second adaptation of the campaign, then, now we're talking. Now we got something going in the bag. But, other than that, they're just going to be focusing on the campaign or focusing on the multiplayer and zombies and maybe some, DLC. But no, that story was god awful. And they did the same thing with Modern Warfare 3. The recent one, the reboot, where they kind of rushed that story, and it just didn't make any sense. A lot of stuff that was going on in that game, and one of the main protagonists ended up dying. So I'm like, how the hell does he? And it was in such a cheap way how he died. So I'm like, what is y'all thinking? Do you guys? I'm like, it reminds me of Disney, where you remember when they brought back Star Wars and everybody was like happy about it with The Force Awakens. I never forget when The Force Awakens came out. Let me tell you something about The Force Awakens. That was hype when it came out. When The Force Awakens came out, it was just straight up hype. I remember seeing that in theaters and everyone was like praising it for how new it was. But then we slowly realized like this shit didn't add anything to the franchise or to the IP. And it was just a blatant copy or ripoff of what was originally good, which was the original trilogy and the prequels too. I'm a prequels fan. Yeah, but the film didn't add anything new to it, and it was a big waste of time. I honestly didn't think that it was going to be that bad. And then we got to the Last Jedi, and then, the last one with Palpatine. I forgot the name of it, but The Rise of Skywalker, where Palpatine somehow returned. And same with this one. with Black Ops 7, somehow Menendez returned thanks to the guild. And the guild is something that wasn't really explained that well in this game. And it was like an evil organization. First, when I saw the trailers, I thought it was going to be Menendez, like someone that worked with him was coming back and was supporting that. And that's what the game kind of, like, the trailer was showing that. I thought he was going to like make a comeback through AI or something like that. Like a part of his brain wasn't, was like contracted, because you got to remember, this is from Black Ops 2. So they're trying to figure out, okay, like what's canon and what's not. So they kept Menendez dead. That's canon. And, they kept some certain characters alive, like Harper and Woods for the time being. And then Karma. And, so they kept that alive. But yeah, Menendez, I thought they were going to like do something with that where like, oh, that's Menendez's daughter or something like that. I was trying to come back. I mean, that would have been cool. A really cool revenge story. Like she had the tech and she was like behind everything. Imagine that, like, that was Menendez's daughter, the girl that hosts the guild, and she was trying to get back revenge and everything like that, because she was like the technical person working with Menendez, and she was so smart and she was so gifted and stuff. But that kind of goes in like, why do they need Karma from Black Ops 2? They probably need Karma because maybe that the daughter recommended like, hey, like we should go get Karma. And, we need it for these technological advances and stuff, like little story beats like that. I think that would have been cool, like a revenge story. And, it kind of has an AI version of Menendez. I mean, that's the only reason why they should bring him back, but they shouldn't bring him back because he was a legendary character. And it's like, you leave that stuff alone. You don't want to mess with OG characters. And that's what this damn thing did. It felt like Star Wars. It really did feel like Star Wars. It felt like I was watching something and I wasn't able to really like appreciate it for what it was. It was just, I couldn't even play the game. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't get the game yet. I'm not even thinking about getting it because it's like, what is it adding into the whole atmosphere and the manosphere of this saga? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's just, it didn't add anything with these characters. That's David Mason. I'll say David Mason is probably Black Ops 2. The Black Ops 2 characters are probably a little bit higher than Ghost. Or not Ghost, but like Modern Warfare characters for me, because they added more story and added more depth to it. So with the Modern Warfare characters, like you had a little bit more like them on the road and them fighting battles, and you don't really understand or know their backstory. But with Black Ops, you get the whole backstory. You get missions where they just chilling, and you really get to see who these people are. And it's like it's a different energy, a different bond with these characters, and that's what I liked about Black Ops 1 and 2. Like, you had time where you just chilled with them and really get to see the world that they were in and the world building. And that's what I liked about the older Call of Duties, that they had world building and you really get to see what all these people were doing at the certain time period. If it was in Nicaragua in the, Cold War in the 80s or something like that, or, when Franken Woods was hanging out, in the 60s and stuff, during the Vietnam War. And I mean, it's like cool stuff like that. Like, it was perfect. And it added something to the story. It made the world more bigger and more believable than it really was. And it's just, for them to kind of miss the mark on this game, I think it's just unforgivable. It's unforgivable. It's one of those things where I'm just looking at this like, I cannot forgive it. I can't forgive you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Treyarch. I can't forgive you. This is unacceptable. Like, I played the camp. I saw the camp. I keep saying I played it. I watched somebody else play it because I didn't have the patience. So I just skipped through the cutscenes. I didn't want to waste money on this one. But there was no world building. There was no like, okay, like, these are the characters. This is the setting. And this is why they need to fight. It's just random. It's like an arcade. This whole campaign is like a big ass arcade game. And I'm just not really a big fan of what they were doing with this. This is just unacceptable. Unacceptable. I think this is the biggest Call of Duty slop I've ever seen. And for some people, they think it's like, oh yeah, it's not that bad, or it's whatever. It's just a camp. No, it's more than, if you play Black Ops 2, this is more than a campaign. It's the meaning of it. Like, that campaign was the best campaign I've ever played. And, next to Modern Warfare 2019, that was like my favorite one too. But it's just the choices you had in Black Ops 2, just the music, the soundtrack, the feeling, the story, the characters. was an unforgettable mark on me that I first started playing gaming. I got the 360 back in the day, and 2012 and going to 2013, I'll never forget playing that game. And so I'm a diehard fan for Black Ops 2. I just want it to be done with justice. And, if this is really a true sequel, I wanted to prove it to all of us, the fans and everybody alike. Like, this is what we've been waiting for. This game, it could have been a lot. It could have been doing more. At least tried. It doesn't have to be better than Black Ops 2, but just, I think they were just rushing out this game because, obviously, because Black Ops 6 came out like last year, and then Black Ops 7, so they probably weren't even thinking about the story like that. They just put out this slop like it's no tomorrow, because it's like, it just doesn't fit into the Black Ops universe. It's just random shit happening at this point. It's just disappointing. Like, these first games are always like, okay, I used to give Call of Duty the benefit of the doubt. Like, no, it's not the same thing. I used to say it's not the same thing. It's different. It's, something unique with every game. But this one, I felt like, nah, this is the same shit. Same shit. I'm like looking at the same movement, same rush story. At least with Black Ops 6, I really liked the campaign, but it was a little confusing. Look on YouTube, you figure it out, but it's not acceptable. But what do you guys think? Do you think they're going to make another sequel or an addition to this? Let me guys know in the comments. I'll be very fortunate if they do that for us, because that'd be very cool. But at the same time, we just gotta wait and see and go from there. But thank you guys for listening. Your boy got a new mic, so the sound quality is gonna be a little bit better, and I appreciate you guys for listening through with all this. Thank you. And justice for Black Ops 2. Let's go. All right, y'all stay safe. I'm trying to make it to 12 minutes. Am I at 12 minutes yet? Okay, y'all take care.